I did not willingly remember this show. Every idea I've ever had for a YouTube video has hunted me down. So let me quickly describe to you how I had this brain blast. I was watching a Nikki Carrion video of Hunger Games parody movies of all things, and I saw this actor and I was like, my god, where have I seen her before? And unfortunately I have access to IMDb, so the memories came flooding back.
What?
MTV's Faking It. Was it progressive, problematic, or both?
Your video tipping the show. On you.
Butt lovers, it was Tuesday, April 22nd, 2014. I had just finished watching a new episode of the MTV show Awkward, which is a whole different can of worms we'll get into one day, but immediately afterwards was the premiere of a new show, Faking It. So I think to myself, I'm an ally. I should watch this, because it is very ally of me to go, I think I missed that. One more time? One more time. I watched all 3 seasons of this from 2014 to 2016 because I was such a passionate ally.
You lie!
But in retrospect, this show is really weird and the characters were definitely flawed. Let's go on a journey to see if it's camp or cringe or, like I said in the beginning, both. Let's start with the first episode because it lays out the circumstances for us like we are 5. The exposition of this first scene goes bananas. From this thick-ass iPhone to the mention of Shia LaBeouf's Twitter feed, we're definitely in 2014 alright, but where are we? Karma, one of the main characters, explains it like this. Direct quote, "We live in Austin, a blue oasis in the Red Sea of Texas, and our high school is so tolerant and accepting the outcasts are the in crowd." A totally normal thing to say to your best friend who knows all of this already. There is no subtext, no letting the audience figure it out. They have no faith in us. Next, we hard cut to Karma pretending to be blind so she could be popular. I'm sorry to even bring this up on Disability Pride Month, but it gives you a good idea of who Karma is. Karma is, quite frankly, a bitch. And mark my words, Karma's gonna get what's coming to her one day. I wish there was a word for that. Anyway, her best friend and other main character is Amy. Amy reacts to Karma's attempt at climbing up the social ladder hijinks and tries to be the voice of reason. Amy is the straight man of the two. Well, not straight, you'll say. We meet Amy's evil conservative stepsister, Lauren, who also spells out her backstory. The monologuing in this first episode could not be any more unnatural. She says, and I quote, "Any other school in Texas and you wouldn't dare talk to me like that. But no, my stupid daddy." Ew. Somehow her calling her father daddy is the biggest red flag in that sentence, but let's just continue. "My stupid daddy had to sign up for Christian Mingle and fall for a weather girl." She's talking about Amy's mom. She's the reason I'm here at this kumbaya socialist freak show of a high school. And then she jumped on her broom and flew away. Honestly though, this isn't far off from how right-wing girly poops talk. If this show came out 4 years later, she would be wearing a red cap and crying about pronouns. Something that's very ironic now that I know her journey, but we'll get to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Liam and Shane step in to defend Karma and Amy and introduce themselves. Liam is played by Greg Sulkin, ex of Bella Thorne and someone who can't hide his British accent for shit.
I think she's done some sort of performance art piece.
Damn, how did I not notice this the first time I watched? And listen, mate, I can't to be talking shit either because I can't do an accent. But at that point, why not just make him a student that came to this high school from England? There's no reason he has to have an American accent. Karma then runs away to throw up because she found Liam so hot. I'm not even joking. And as Amy runs to help her after being invited to Shane's party, Shane says to Liam, "You know how I've always wanted lesbian friends? They're perfect." Title card.
All of that, everything I said, was before the title card.
Now we're at the party. Karma ran into Liam again. She threw up again. Keep it in your pants? More like keep it in your mouth. Nasty. Lauren showed up to Shane's house uninvited to be homophobic again. Let me rephrase. She showed up to this gay boy's party and said, "I'm gonna set this place straight." Pun intended. That has to be a hate crime. But all of that pales in comparison to Amy trying to explain to Shane that she's actually not gay, to which Shane said,
"I'm just gonna flip on this closet light for a sec so we can talk, okay? You're gay."
For whatever reason, I hate to say it, scenes like this are my favorite. You're gay. Everyone was memeing when The Idol did it.
I think you're gay.
But this is the superior blueprint. So that was iconic, but I clearly suppressed this next scene because it is a lot. It's too much, it's painful. You can hold my hand if you want to, we'll get through it together. As Amy is having that exchange with Shane, Liam casually drops something about Karma being a lesbian to her face, and Karma is very shocked by this. She's very confused but couldn't say anything until Amy dragged her away, which I can admit made her look pretty sus. But I also don't know how these things keep being brought up out of nowhere by the person who isn't, if they're so progressive. Like, this is how Liam casually brought it up in conversation.
So, have some respect.
And having a lesbian around here to explain these things to me.
What?
Like, listen, most of my friends are gay, but I don't just sit there being like, you're the lesbianest lesbian I know. You're gay all day. No, I don't do that. Maybe I should. If it comes up organically, that's one thing, but when straight boy ally Liam did it, boy oh boy, I didn't like it. Back to Amy, who is so uncomfortable she wants to leave, and she's sprinting toward the door. Shane sees this, jumps on a table, and outs them to the entire party. Feels like some boundaries are being crossed. His empowering and moving speech ends with him proposing that they should be elected homecoming queens so they can see how safe they are. But you know what would make them feel even safer?
Leaving them the fuck alone!
Amy, once again being the only one with sense in this entire fucking show, says, let's not do this. Let's not fake go out with each other. But Karma being so thirsty for validation and attention is like, I don't know, queer baiting sounds kind of fun. And Amy's like, I thought you wanted to get with Liam. Wouldn't this get in the way of that? A very valid point, Amy. I'll let Karma take it away because I don't even want to reiterate what she said.
Straight guys love lesbians. Just watch any porno. And last night, I swear he flirted with me.
Holy fucking shit. Shut up, Karma. Go straight to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $100. What the fuck? Also, if their school was truly as progressive as it keeps saying it is, what she said wouldn't be true. Liam actually is attracted to this whole turning a gay girl straight thing.
Anyone else think the lipstick one is kind of sexy?
Looks like you won't be getting your lesbian after all.
Yeah, we'll see.
Greg sulkin', I got something you could start sulking on. This Oh wow, it took them 3 seconds, but Liam and Karma are already making out. And the mood wasn't even there. So I don't know how this happened. He took off one of her false eyelashes like, make a wish. And now they're sucking face. Which you think Karma would want to keep a secret since she's supposed to be a lesbian, which is the only reason why she's popular. But no, she's gushing about it in the locker room to Amy. And Amy is really upset for some reason. Wait, no, it's not from jealousy. Allegedly. It's because she's tired of Karma using her like this.
Valid!
It takes a while, but then Karma's like, wait, I've been terrible to my best friend. So she goes up to Amy to apologize. But in her apology, she starts to insult herself. Aww. No, it's not cute. Karma, don't make this about yourself for more than 5 seconds challenge. Level impossible. But unfortunately, Amy takes the bait and she's like, no, you're amazing. You're not ordinary, you're anything but. And then Amy decides to go along with the plan again. Amy, grow a backbone challenge. So right before their homecoming speech, Lauren tries to warn everybody that they're actually faking it. Oh my god, like the name of the show. So to prove it, Amy makes out with Karma in front of everyone, and they all cheer! Yeah! Maybe the fact that they're sensationalizing it so much means that they're not as woke as they think they are! Woohoo! Treat them like normal people! But boy oh boy did 15-year-old Athena love this scene. Holy shit. I know I already mentioned it, but how did I not know? Speaking of not knowing, Karma says to Amy at the end of the episode, way to sell it. As Amy is internally losing her goddamn shit because, I think I'm in love with my best friend. Roll credits. Can you believe this happened in 20 minutes? And as truly bizarre as some of these plot points are, can you blame me for getting hooked? What happens next? I'll tell you, but first, Tumblr break! Looking through the Faking It tag and seeing controversial character tournament. So what is your opinion of this character? And they're talking about Karma. And out of 640 votes, 92% of the people say they don't know this character. So this video is gonna do really well. Somebody put a screenshot of the freaking scene where Shane said,
"You're karma sexual,"
and said this show is a walking, talking hate crime. And it is, and I'll get into all the ways. I love this gift set using the Misha Collins quote on Karma. I'm bi. I need to correct the record. I am not bisexual. I happen to be straight, but I'm also a fierce ally, and the last thing I want to do is falsely co-opt the struggles of the LGBTQIA+ community. I hope you understand how funny this is after we get through this video. This show is a trip and a half. You know, as I'm looking through these lovely gifs, I realize I'm not actually following any of these actors on Instagram, and that's a mistake. I'm just gonna...
A few moments of sipping later.
Alright, let's summarize each season. So season 1 started, as I said, with Amy discovering that she has a crush on Karma. And all the while, Karma is unknowingly leading her on while pursuing Liam. Before we get into the plot, I need to briefly mention that right off the bat, Lauren calls Karma and Amy vagetarians. Vagetarians.
Is this allowed?
Alright, now let's get into it. I'll try not to get sidetracked by the sheer absurdity and nerve of this show, because damn. Amy is trying to cope but failing, and Shane, who is now fully aware of Amy's real feelings but the fact that their relationship is fake, is trying to support her every step of the way, and honestly, the friendship between these two is very cute. All the while, we're also exploring Amy's very complicated relationship with her homophobic mother, who is also bonding with her stepsister Lauren, which is absolutely killing Amy. Amy is fed up and just wants to live her life. Meanwhile, Karma's parents are too supportive, a real struggle for her, being a liar and whatnot. Karma and Liam keep having flings here and there, with Karma's goal being for him to fall for her. Because they could have done the deed at homecoming, but then he said something creepy about her being a lesbian, and then she realized, oh, I'm not being wanted for me as a person. I'm being objectified because of my fake sexuality. Karma, wasn't that the fucking plan? Isn't that why you did this whole shit in the first place? Infuriatingly enough, Karma's bright idea actually works. He falls for her. She sang at a protest, and she's actually a pretty good singer, which thank God. I hate when shows tell us that a character is really good at singing, and then they sing and they suck. Liam then comes to the conclusion that him and Karma should stop seeing each other because he doesn't want to be responsible for breaking up this school's power couple. But Karma, with her non-stop schemes, blurts out,
"Let's have a threesome."
Really cool that she put her friend up to that without prior discussion. Amy stopped this, set boundaries, but alas, she does not, for she is a silly little simp. Also, Shane keeps acting as the devil on her shoulder, being like, maybe if you follow through with the threesome, you can really convince her that she is in love with you, and this is your chance to show her what you've got. So even though Karma suggests to Amy that she should pretend to be sick to get out of the threesome, Amy decides to commit. Amy goes in for a kiss, which I have to point out they agreed to, so while this scene is still very uncomfortable, it is consensual. After Amy kisses her, Karma says her classic, looking like she fell in love right back. A method actor if ever there was one. Liam, after watching all of this, is very ready.
"Put me in, coach! Put me in!"
So he dives for Amy's lips and they're kissing and they're enjoying it, but Karma's like, something that doesn't have to do with me? I gotta go. Threesome? I thought this was a me-some. Next episode, Karma is ready to fake break up with Amy, which, remember, to everyone else is a real breakup, and Liam is pissed. Because word of their threesome, or almost threesome, got around, and now people are gonna think he broke them up. Overhearing shit like that is this show's signature move, by the way. Every time word gets out about something, guaranteed there's somebody standing there like,
you know, Athena P is stinky and smelly. But you gotta admit, she makes good YouTube videos.
In this case, the one overhearing is the stepsister Lauren, and she realizes that getting the school to turn on Liam even more could be her way up the social ladder. She gathers all of Liam's exes together to protest against his anti-monogamous lifestyle, which seems like the least problematic thing about this guy. As much as I'm not a big fan of him, he said straight up the very first episode that he tells people he isn't interested in dating, he's into hitting and quitting. So why are these girls hitting, quitting, and shitting all over him? He communicated. If you didn't want that, be with somebody else. Shane, being Liam's best friend, decides he's going to find tea so scorching it'll make everyone forget about their hatred of Liam. And Shane is targeting Lauren for targeting Liam. That plan sounds like it's gonna go super well. The season 1 finale is Amy's mom and Lauren's dad's wedding. Amy is worried about the speech the whole time, but when she gets up on the stage and sees Karma, she speaks from the heart. Karma gets her head out of her own ass long enough to hear what Amy is actually saying. When Amy saw Liam crawl out from under the table because, oh yeah, he snuck into the wedding to see Karma, Amy ran away. Karma caught up to her and asked her directly, "Do you have feelings for me?" Amy tried to deny it, but it was useless. She ended up confessing everything and dropping the big ol' L word.
I love you.
And this scene, I gotta tell you, great acting with this scene. Karma responds that she loves Amy more than anybody in the whole world, just not like that. Which, as heartbreaking as it is, I'm glad she was honest. Now she really feels like shit for putting Amy through all that, which, yeah, you should. Amy drinks her feelings, and Lauren bonds with her over both being dumped. Apparently, Lauren's boyfriend dumped her after Shane spilled the secret about her mysterious pills. More on that in season 2. But don't forget, Liam also has to be a victim. So Shane, who can just never fucking keep his mouth shut, tells Liam that Amy and Karma have been faking it. Liam feels betrayed for some reason, so he starts to drink. Amy and Liam, drunk and alone, lock eyes, and hard cut to those two having sex, and that's how season 1 ends. The whiplash I felt when this episode came out, I cannot even describe to you. Two people in love with the same person and hurt by the same person decide to do it. Does it make sense? No, not really, but the great thing is that sometimes people don't make sense. People do stupid shit all the time, and this is an MTV show. All that happened in 8 episodes, by the way. Season 2 is 20 episodes long and split into 2 parts. In the first half, we're dealing with Amy and Liam's little affair, which they both agree never to tell Karma about. But Liam keeps feeling guilty and almost confesses. So Amy stops him, going so far as to crash his very rich family's corporate party. This is where we learn that Liam's sister is actually his mom. And he only recently found out about that, which is why he hates lying. Not enough to stop doing it. But this was supposed to be their way to explain why he was so pissed off that Karma and Amy were faking it, because it literally had nothing to do with him. Sure, I guess that makes sense. Throughout the season, through all these ups and downs, they did not confess until episode 8. And the fallout was severe, but we'll get to that in a second. First, let's address the Lauren pills thing. Lauren's boyfriend from season 1 broke up with her when he realized she took hormone replacement pills. Lauren was born intersex, and she feels very ashamed by this. As chaotic as this series is, I have to give credit where credit is due, because this really could have opened up a lot of people's eyes. Anecdotal evidence of this is I never learned about intersex people in health class. When this episode came out, this was my first time learning that even sex is not binary. And now, thankfully, we also have intersex people in media who embrace and love this aspect of themselves. But in this series, I think the shame makes a lot of sense for Lauren's character. It gives her a lot of room to grow. She's also someone that upholds traditional gender roles. And now we see that this is in part due to her father's lack of understanding and shame. But we finally see her say fuck it in the episode Zen and the Art of Pageantry.
Who wears stilettos with a bathing suit? Who takes underwear to their butt? Is this what real girls do? And is this how we should be judged, by how pretty or girly we are? Well, I've been judged enough, and I'm done.
It was amazing.
How she's born does not define her. She's a young lady who's tired of performing to prove herself. Now, were there things that were painful to watch? Yes. Karma and Amy were essentially blackmailing her with this in the episode You Can't Handle the Truth or Dare, which I don't think was necessary. I wish they found a different secret. This just made Karma and Amy look like shit. We'll get back to Lauren in a second. After Amy has brief dates with girls and guys, she starts dating Reagan. And things were going well with them until Karma got a bit possessive. I forgot exactly when this happened, but Amy told Karma that she loved her, past tense, and Karma seemed really taken aback and hurt by that, which, girly, go to therapy. If you don't have a crush on her, why are you offended by that? Why does everyone need to love you? In the episode Date Expectations, Amy and Reagan go to this communal restaurant where everyone shares their food. But food isn't the only thing that's being shared. This date that turned into a group hangout was a disaster. Karma challenged Reagan every chance she got because she's bitter that Amy didn't tell Reagan about her. And Amy's like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't want to scare away my girlfriend with you, the person I'm actively trying to get over. The whole thing escalates to Reagan trying to get Amy to try some of her food, and Karma's like, nah, she's not gonna like that, and Amy tries it, to appease her girlfriend, of course. But it turns out she was allergic to the oil it was cooked in, she starts having an allergic reaction, and Karma stabs her with the EpiPen, which leads to Reagan storming off. Which, here's the damn thing. The last part of the scene did way too much, and here's why. Reagan has a valid reason to be angry for earlier. But don't make her saving your girlfriend the last straw. You should be thanking her for that. It would be different if, as they were driving home, they unpacked all of that, but she had to be angry in that moment as Amy was still trying to catch her breath because her throat was literally closing.
Give her a goddamn second to breathe.
That And, as much as Amy has a right to be angry at Karma for not letting her move on, the overlying secret of Amy sleeping with Liam makes me empathize with Karma when I really don't even want to. Because here's the thing, Liam and Karma have been dating this entire season. Realistically, that means probably just a month, but that's a new record for all of them. High school romances, am I right? But think about it. Would she have dated him if she knew the truth? The answer is no, because the moment Liam actually confesses to her, she tells him to get out.
Get
which was like really angry. Holy shit, it scared me a little bit. I felt like I was in trouble. And now her friendship with Amy is in the shitter. But that isn't even the most dramatic thing that happened this season somehow. Yeah, this betrayal that they've been leading up to since the finale of season 1 isn't even the biggest betrayal. Honorable mention to the relationship that happened between Shane and Duke, a closeted MMA fighter, that ended when Duke took on a sponsorship from Chick-fil-A. I mean, Cluck and Go, a homophobic chicken fast food chain. Shane was wrong to keep pressuring him to come out, but the sponsorship thing is kind of a valid red flag in my opinion. Fuck Chick-fil-A, I mean, Cluck and Go. Now for the weirdest, wildest, and most unnecessary plot twist. Lauren starts dating a boy from her high school, Theo. Theo is seen as a chill, funny guy who definitely has a thing for Lauren. Flirting with her from the start, saving her when she accidentally took some ecstasy, something Amy and Shane didn't even attempt to do. Which, quick side note about that, in the episode The Ecstasy and the Agony, when Lauren accidentally took Shane's ecstasy pill, Shane and Amy didn't tell her. When she found out what happened, she was in a closet spiraling. Something no one took seriously until Theo came along and protected her. Pretty fucked up in all honesty, especially since at this point they're all chill with Lauren. But she's still being shat on left and right. And the biggest, stinkiest shit is the 21 Chump Street ass reveal of her boyfriend, her high school boyfriend, actually being a 20-year-old cop.
Oh, what?
Bro, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even get into how Theo arrested Karma's parents for dealing weed, but Liam immediately bailed them out. Also, Karma kind of forgave Amy? Question mark? And now she's back with Liam? Question mark?
Be who you are for your pride.
God, where to even start? Karma is trying to bury that anger deep, deep, deep down inside. Liam and her are now friends with benefits. But I think in order to do that, you have to actually be friends, which they aren't. He keeps saying I love you to her, and in response, she throws his words back at him from season 1.
We're just good buddies who occasionally have sex, and if that's confusing for you, maybe we should stop.
Speaking of people that should maybe definitely stop, the undercover cop tells Lauren that he really did have feelings for her, and the only reason he denied it is because his boss was right there. Yeah, and if he confessed, his boss would have arrested him. Why are we skimming over this? There's also a new principal everyone hates, but I really don't give a shit about that plot point. So moving on, turns out Amy's mom is cheating on Lauren's dad with Amy's dad, making me hate Amy's mom even more. Putting the hoe in homophobic. So now Amy and Lauren's parents are getting a divorce, right when they started to like being step-siblings. Shane's MMA fighter boyfriend and him break up again after he realized that Shane outed him. I can't believe Shane has now outed at least 4 people. Dude, even one's too many. God damn. Liam and Karma are officially done, and Amy's girlfriend Reagan is now her ex-girlfriend because Reagan wanted to date a fellow lesbian, and dating a bi girl scares her, which, that's not really nice. They explain it's because Reagan's last ex left her to be with a man and then claimed that their whole relationship was just a phase, which I guess makes sense. A lot of unresolved issues and insecurity there. I can almost overlook that if this season also didn't introduce Wade, a bi guy that had a crush on both Karma and Shane, and the feelings were mutual. So of course Shane and Karma are competing for this guy, with Shane even stating that of course he'll win, cause guys can't be bi. Yikes! Now I don't like that one bit if I'm being honest. Another really awkward moment, when Shane and Karma thought they were both gonna have a threesome with Wade, Amy said to Karma, "I forbid it." Which sounds like something Karma would say. These two are so codependent, it hurts.
They're codependent! Run!
Amy had a brief fling with a dude named Felix. He's a nice guy. He's very there. And Shane's 23-year-old sister, who's a teacher at their school, slept with Liam. Why do they keep showing these terrible age gaps and power dynamics that are disgusting? They're trying to play it off as if it's okay, and it's not. I know somebody's gonna try to debate me in the comments, but I'm simply not interested. It's gross. I don't really care what you have to say. If it's supposed to be satire or a joke, then where's the funny? Also, while Karma was drunk, she kissed Amy again. What's her deal? Amy understandably wonders if that means something, and when Karma's like, no, not at all, no, I just did that, for shits and giggles. Amy was like, fuck this, we need some time apart. Finally, a good decision. Love that for her. If the show ended here, I would have been so happy because that means it would have ended with them going their separate ways and never talking again. But nope. Season 3 is here, and I have a feeling Karma's a little mad that she didn't get platonic cuddles with Amy all summer. I can't fucking stand these two. Amy and Karma have more drama, what else is new? But this time they're blackmailing each other.
What a healthy relationship.
This summer apart was a really big deal to them. Karma wants Amy to apologize and Amy won't, because why would she? Karma briefly dates this Zen surfer dude, but then he cheats on her. And Karma and Amy become friends again because Karma's dad almost dies. It takes this man almost dying for them to be friends again. Speaking of Karma's parents, they're in a throuple now. And it's supposed to be played off as a joke, but honestly, it's really cute. Karma's parents are the best people in this entire show, and it's really bizarre because their daughter is the worst. Shane is dating a trans man that he didn't out for once. Everyone, 3 cheers for Shane, hip hip!
That's the bare minimum!
And Liam is dating, remember Vita from last season? No! Did I forget to mention her? Yes! Well, she's Liam's coworker friend that was really well written until they made her decide to jump his bones, because he's Liam. Even though she showed no prior interest, they had to make her go for him. The way they wrote her is truly tragic. Constant 180s. Friend? No. Girlfriend. Completely confident? No. She spirals out of control, getting so jealous of Karma that she kisses her. Dude, what world are we in right now? Why are there so many angry kisses? This just in, ever since MTV president outlawed angry in favor of horny, there's been a new mass murderer whose signature move is face sitting. So now all of the main characters are single and Felix is back. Can we have some commotion for Felix? Alright, more importantly, Amy and Karma's childhood summer camp friend Sabrina is now going to their school. Well, Amy's childhood friend, actually. Karma and Sabrina have a history of fighting for Amy's attention. So after Amy comes out to Sabrina, and Karma tells Sabrina that she'll never have a connection like they do, Sabrina comes up with a scheme. Sabrina fakes questioning her sexuality to get closer to Amy, but in the process catches real feelings. The two start dating, but Amy doesn't know that this all started out as a lie. The problem is Karma's paranoia and constant boundary crossing actually helps her in this case, because she discovers that Sabrina has a whole-ass boyfriend! Amy is pissed and breaks up with her, but then Sabrina confesses that she really did fall for Amy and they get back together. Then we're supposed to cheer and think, wow, that's what we wanted to happen with Karma, but Amy really does get with the childhood best friend. Aw, wait. Sabrina still cheated on her boyfriend. Why are we rooting for these two? At the end, they also imply some new relationships. Liam and Lauren? Karma and Felix? What the fuck? I was actually questioning my sexuality at this time, and you'd think a show like this would help me, but it actually fueled a lot of internalized biphobia. Every other identity I embraced. I learned about intersex people for the first time in my life, as I mentioned. We have the stunning and talented Laverne Cox playing a cutthroat theater teacher. We see a healthy, close friendship between a straight man and a gay man. We see a certain freedom with being open-minded and not being forced to label yourself. I don't want to take away from any of these things that the show did well. That being said, I remember as this was airing, I felt genuine anger when they'd pair Amy with any male character. I thought it invalidated all of her lady crushes. But as I rewatched, her banter and brief romance with Felix was really sweet. There was nothing to be angry about. In all honesty, the only thing I stand by is that I'm glad that she ended with a sapphic relationship, because if this show started with a pretend sapphic couple and then there was none by the end of the series, that would be just a really weird choice, I think. But it's clear that Shane's jabs at bisexuality really stuck with me throughout the years. And maybe it was intended to be a character flaw, but it was never called out. This show kept spelling out that they were in Texas, but couldn't spell out that biphobia was bad. How can this show be so bi and so biphobic? And dear God, that's not the only thing they could have done better. They're a problem. I swear I have an ounce of self-awareness. As I have said many times, I know they're going for camp. But especially in 2014, when there was even less representation, some of the things that they were showing could have been very dangerous. Shane was seen as a gossip, a blabbermouth. And while he eventually broke down crying, realizing how many people he hurt, it still didn't feel like they really focused on what outing someone can do. I feel like viewing this from Shane's perspective does a disservice to the people he's hurt. He has outed 4 people. I wish this school also focused on their glaring issues because they aren't as accepting as they think they are. This school's allyship turns into them using everyone's identity as inspiration porn, when in reality, they just want to live. Like, holy shit, leave Lauren alone. She never wanted to be the spokesperson for all intersex people. She's still coming to terms with this herself. They briefly touched on that, but I feel like it could have had a way more satisfying conclusion. Another thing that didn't have a satisfying conclusion is Liam's really creepy view on lesbians. He didn't get so much as a slap on the hand. In fact, this creepy male gazy view is sprinkled throughout the series and it feels really out of place. But the worst thing was the fact that these characters who are minors kept dating fully grown adults. The only thing that would have changed if they set this show in college is that it wouldn't have as many creepy undertones. I don't know why they didn't just go with that. Again, why is a 20-year-old cop dating a 16-year-old? Piggybacking off of how can this show be so bi and so biphobic at the same time, another question that haunts me is how could this LGBTQIA plus show also queerbait? In 2016, Karmy, the ship between Karma and Amy, won an award for Best LGBT Ship. This makes no sense. They never actually dated. But the constant possessiveness and mixed signals made the Karmy fans never lose hope. That's not a relationship you should strive for. That's not healthy. I actually love that they didn't get together because after everything they've been through, it's too toxic, seriously. But at the same time, there was no reason for Karma to kiss Amy drunkenly. There's no reason for all those longing looks. They put enough hints into the series to make people wonder if Karma is actually straight, and guess what? That's not a good thing. If someone tells you their sexuality, believe them. And if they're secretly confused, all the more reason to not meddle and leave them alone to figure it out. But guess what? Showrunner Carter Covington actually said they were meant to get together if they had the final season they wanted. Oh my god. Why? Let's read what he said to The Hollywood Reporter. It was always my intention to make Karmy happen during our final season. Karma would finally realize that her possessiveness of Amy might be a sign of deeper feelings for her best friend. She'd struggled to share those feelings with Amy, knowing she couldn't lead Amy on again unless she was sure. Unable to let another chance go by, Karma would impetuously kiss Amy, and a fresh, whoa, I know, moment would spark this new phase of their relationship. If this makes you deliriously happy, then please stop reading and let this be the ending in your mind. How satisfying it would have been to finally see Karma and Amy as a true couple. There would have been lots of kisses, none of them dreams, but slowly it would have become clear that in becoming a couple, the two of them had eventually lost something that made them, them. Eventually, they would both realize they'd have to sacrifice their relationship to save their friendship. The series would have ended with Karma and Amy's life goals intact. Roommates in college, houses next door to each other, best friends forever. That is always what Karmy meant to me. Did any of that make sense to you? If so, please explain it to me because I'm very confused. I see a romantic relationship as a super friendship with someone you're attracted to. I would have bought it more if he just said, yeah, they fight often enough as it is just being friends, so when they got together romantically, they just did not mesh. They realized they don't agree on anything and ended up being those same best friends you all know and that you all know. But to imply that they lost something that made them, I don't know what that means. Karmy is a terrible ship. I also think it's a terrible friendship. If they got together sometime in season 2, maybe I would have bought it. You know, Karma could have had that moment of like, am I jealous of Amy or am I jealous of Liam? And then gasp, realization, whatever. But then as season 2 went on, and especially in season 3, we saw them fight more than we saw them be friends. Why would I root for that? In conclusion, this show is a trip, and I'm really glad I watched it. I know I was harsh, but I don't want to hold my tongue in critiquing media, and I feel like we should normalize enjoying a piece, but still seeing its flaws, still seeing it for what it is, instead of shaming ourselves for liking an imperfect piece of media. Instead, let's just talk about it. I hope you enjoyed this commentary video? Yep, for once I'm talking about a show, and it's not lore. It's just commentary. I do that here too. Check out the playlist above. We've talked about Webkinz Knockoff, Zuzu Pets, the Ology books, and jumping off that nostalgia train for a second, because we've also discussed some very strange TikToks, from manifestation to this guy stroking paint suggestively. I think you'll really enjoy it. Have any suggestions for a video, leave it down in a comment, or join my Discord, link in a pinned comment. Have a great day, butt lovers. Bye!